What's going on, everybody out there? This is Osiris again with another episode of Defending Cheese, because I'm getting cheese so much these days. This is going to be another one of those roach Spinecrawler rushes in your main base when I'm going for Forge Fast Expand. I don't know if this is like gaining popularity or something, but everybody keeps doing it to me, and I keep beating it. So I'll show you how to beat it as Protoss again. And this time it's off a 10 pool, and this guy holds it off a little bit better than the last guy that I faced. He holds off the he holds his contain better, and he holds my void rays off a little better. So this will show you how to react to that more. All right, so I'm going for my Forge Fast Expand there, and he is getting up to 10 drones, and he's going to go for his pool right now. This is my first game of the day. I actually just played it 20 minutes ago. So I kind of messed up. I didn't count his drones because I was tired and just woke up. So I didn't really notice that it was a 10 pool, and I should have noticed it. God, it kills me when I'm not playing as well when I just wake up. Okay, so I'm just chrono boosting my probes out continuously. On Forge Fast Expand, you keep your probes chrono boosted until you hit about 18. Then you make your Nexus, then you keep chrono boosting. In normal games, of course, in this one you got to change up a little bit. So we'll see what happens. So he's gonna be a really big asshole and harass the shit out of me right here, which is good, I guess. Now I went for a 15 forge, which was a mistake. I wanted to go for a 14 forge, but I don't know, I was distracted or something. Thought it wouldn't matter because this game, this map is a pretty large rush distance. I thought I would be able to get my cannon up in time, but I thought it was a later pool than it was, so I wasn't able to. Like I always say, get your pylon at your Nexus, right touching it, just in case they try this shenaniganry. So it seems that he is. I actually let this probe die because I'm playing very badly, but that's not important. What is important is watching how I defend it. So I get that cannon up. Didn't really have enough time. If my forge was a 13 or 14 forge, I think I would have had enough time to get it up, and I would have sent some probes out there to stop lings from getting into my base. Or maybe I would have made a cannon, I don't know. There's different ways to defend it. Yeah, that would have been up about right now. It was 14. God damn me. Oh well. Whatever. So this time I actually cancel it. Make sure you do that. It's very important. It gives you a lot of minerals back. And I'm going to pylon in the back here. This position of the pylon is really great. It just gives you power in the most important spot. Okay, so this guy, he actually attacks me, so keep my guys out there long enough so my cannons get up. Try not to lose too many probes though. And now I'm just going to keep chrono boosting my probes out. Okay, so he's going from hatchery at my natural. That usually means that he's going to actually try to mine from there a little bit while he's going for this rush. So you got to keep that in mind. That he's probably going to try to stay with you economically, and since he has a better spread on minerals, he might have a better income. It's unlikely, but it'll be closer than, say, the last guy that I was playing that didn't have a natural at all. Alright, so I get my gases up, getting a pylon in some weird spots. I think I cancel that one. Once I get to my cyber core, I'll get my next gas. It's kind of hard not walling yourself in on this map, so you gotta be careful that you don't, because you'll just have zealots that are useless then, and that really sucks. So try to make sure that you don't wall yourself in. So pylon placement is really, really important. And in this one I get a lot more zealots because he's not as close to my base and I can afford to. Or I've been refining my defense of this cheese a little bit more, I think, since I've been getting hit with it so many times. And I noticed that my probe's stuck, so I gotta cancel. So that's the only place I could really build it, so I'm just gonna have to deal with it for right now. I don't think he's gonna attack me for a little bit, because I saw a lot of lings, so that should have probably cut into his probe and queen, roach and queen production and Spinecrawler production for a little while. So I'll just get more zealots out to compensate. Okay, so I figure I don't really need a wall as much in this one. it's a little too hard to wall on this map, but I decided to go to the right side as a wall, so that's where I'm going to put my starport, so I throw a pylon down there. And once Cyber Core gets up, you should get your Warp Gate research right away. And throw up that Stargate. See, he's getting his Spinecrawlers ready, and this guy played a lot better than the other one. He's going to get an Evo chamber very quickly, too, I believe. So that's the correct reaction to this if you want to go more all in with your cheese and try to kill the guy. So it is a bit harder to get out of this contain than it was in the last one. Okay, he's setting up his Spinecrawler wall and getting those creep tumors out. And mining a little bit, so it's kind of like this is like an eco rush, an eco cheese. Don't chrono boost your cybernetics core out at all. You want to save your chrono boost for your void rays only until you get like your first one out or so. I'd say first two out, then you should start chronoing your warp gate if it's not researched yet. I stopped making probes for a little bit, I think, just so I could get that one warp gate out. Then I started so I could get that one void ray out. Then I started chronoing them again. Just producing zealots continuously, but making sure that I have enough resources for those void rays that I want to make. And I got another forge just in case. I knew that I was gonna maybe have to make another cannon to stop the creep spread, so that's why I got that. Let's see here. He hasn't moved forward so far because he's going for more eco than the last guy did in this build. He's got his evolution chamber up. I don't know if he saw my Stargate. I don't think he did. So that was like, he probably just knew that I was going to go for it because it's not obvious, but it is a way that he could lose. So he's preparing very well for it. Okay, so going after the Spinecrawlers until I see the Queen, then I'll go after the Queen. He's getting his Spore Crawlers up, so that's good reaction. Problem here was I didn't actually kill the Queen quick enough. You should go after the Spore Crawlers if they're about halfway. If not, kill the Queens. 2 Void Rays could definitely take out 2 Spore Crawlers that are about half. See, I didn't kill that Queen, that was kind of a mistake, but I wanted to go after the Spore Crawlers then. So I don't know, it's not really that big of a mistake. Spore Crawler gets up, I should have had them focusing, that wasn't good micro, so make sure you focus when you have your Void Rays up. Just buying myself some time here. I think I killed that Queen finally. Good, okay. And then send your Void Rays back. You don't want to lose a Void Ray in this. It's very important that you don't lose any Void Rays. That could lose you the game. So I'm just making Zealots. Keep making Zealots. I think I warped them now. No? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I noticed he got Spore Crawlers, so I'm going to have to do some more to get out of this. I can't just rely on Void Rays anymore to get me out. So I'm going to throw down my Robo and my Gateway. My Robo is going to be primarily so I can get Immortals, and Immortals absolutely destroy Spore Crawlers and Spine Crawlers, and Queens, and Roaches. So pretty much every unit that he's going to have here is going to be just completely decimated by any Immortals I can throw out. Okay, so he's still committing to this. He's not making too many drones. I think I still have more. Yeah, I have 35. He has 18. He's getting a Spore Crawler in his base. This is smart in case I did send 1 Void Ray out. I didn't go straight to his base. I was looking for more expansions that he could have, because I was wondering if he was going to keep committing to what he was doing or if he was just going to like switch out of it and just try to fake contain me. So scouting is really important. I would send 1 Void Ray out when there's a lull in the action, and then once your Robo gets up, straight away Immortal. I'd say Immortal, Observer, Immortal, 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 and then you get Observers as you've won. I think he sent a drone out actually. Maybe. It's probably a later, but I can't remember. Always do your best to keep the creep tumors down. If your cannon can see a creep tumor, send a Void Ray on it, you know, and kill it. Okay, so my first base is starting to get mined out. That's why I'm making probes, but I don't really know if I should be. It does count because if once you get to your next bases, it's good to have more probes, but it does take a while to break the contain and then actually like get more bases up. So I'm just scattering around with this Void Ray. I figure it's unlikely that he went for a hatchery somewhere around here or here, but he could have done it. But I wanted my Void Ray to focus on the hatcheries around here. Alright, so I sent my Void Rays around here to try to harass some of his units. Just kill some of those drones that were mining. So he did he made more Spinecrawlers, and he kind of stopped making drones for a little bit, and he was, I don't know, it's like he can't decide what he wants to do, really. Alright, so this guy's transfusing really good. Should have been going after this queen back here. That was a mistake, so keep that in mind. Like I always say, kill the one with the highest energy. I probably could have killed these queens, actually, but I would have lost maybe one, maybe two Void Rays, and that's totally not worth it. So just keep them low on energy so they can't transfuse later when you're going to break the contain. Warp in tons of units. Just make sure you have enough to get through this, because if you don't, then you're going to lose. I'd say anything between like 3 or 4 immortals is the time that you want to attack, pretty much. So just group all your units together and get ready for the attack. Kill any creep tumors you can before you go. I had this Void Ray actually over here, harassing his base a little bit. I could have kept him there, actually. There was a sweet spot, but I wasn't focused on that. I was focused on the attack, so I sent him away. Okay, here's the attack. I go after the Spinecrawler's queens first. I had 1 sentry for the Guardian Shield. That's pretty important. Take a lot less damage from the roaches and Spinecrawlers. And queens. And there's no way in hell that he can hold this. So that's a very, very successful defense of this cheese. So he's run most of his units away, but I think he has a bad rally point, and he's... Oh, there we go, okay. And all of his overlords are just spread out around here, so this is really bad for him. I'm going to be able to just pick off overlords like... It's like taking candy from a baby, honestly. This is going to lose him so much population. So if you're doing this kind of rush, I would make sure, you know, send your overlords somewhere that somebody won't be looking. I was going to go for the attack straight away, but this guy's smart. He had a Hydralisk den up. Doesn't have that many resources, so it's going to take him a while to get that. So I made my Nexus over here because there's still creep here, and it takes a little while to recede. I take a little while to kill it, honestly. I forgot that it was there. I didn't need 3 bases anyway, so I get an observer a little bit later. I was focusing on attacking. I was just seeing if he had like any resources at all. So I was just going to get ready for this. Sending my Void Rays out to make sure he didn't take any of these bases, kill overlords. And just play it safe, you know. I didn't want to take it too fast because he could have been making more army in his base, and I could have just, you know, by chance accidentally walked into it while I wasn't paying attention. So you see my main's getting very, very mined out right now. So I probably made a bit too many probes. Doesn't really matter because then I could transfer them to my naturals. I took this base because it's pretty easy to defend. Has 2 nice choke points if he likes to do like ling run-bys or something. Okay, so I noticed he didn't take any bases. I actually didn't kill that overlord. That's a huge mistake. I thought I did. I think I have this guy grouped up in the one control group like everybody else. That's why it's screwed up there. Okay, transferring my probes over. You should probably get a cannon here. And pile on there, maybe another cannon there in case he tries to go for some playing shenanigans. And just keep producing probes. Keep producing army as you can. Don't go too crazy on either of them. So this guy is going for Hydralisk Roach. He has a better composition than the last guy I faced. Only 1 queen. So he really can't push out anywhere. And I know that he's going to go for Hydralisk because it's pretty much the only unit that he can go for to break a contain. He can't take any bases with roaches because my Void Rays could just kill it. Hydralisk is like, you don't have to even scout him. You just know that he's going to go Hydralisk because it's just obvious. He has to do something about your Void Rays, and you can't just make queens all day because then your immortals and everything else will wreck them. Okay, so here we go. I finally decided to kill the creep tumors. I think he actually tries to push out with his Hydralisks, and once you actually see it, you don't want to just completely assume. Once you see them, you're going to want to throw down your robotic support bay to get Colossus, because Colossus absolutely eat them up terribly. You could also go for Storm, but I don't think Storm is really as good. It takes a little... Templar are kind of weak, and if you're not... I'm not saying like they're bad, but if you get caught out of position, they're very easy to kill, and it could lose you the game. I say Colossus are a safer bet against these guys. especially if you're in a lower league and you don't have confidence in your micromanagement. Alright, so I'm going for my natural, really, my third base here. Once I could kill all the... I killed all the creep tumors, but it takes a while to recede. This is why I went for this base, and then just, you know, kill the creep tumors in the base and just wait for my natural, so I could build it there. I wasn't getting round 1 weapons I should have. I get it a little later, so I could have had 1-1 by the time I attacked him, but I didn't. I only had 1. So just remember that as you have extra resources, you know, upgrades are important. So there's my robotic support bay. I got a Twilight Council because I knew that I wanted to get Archons as well, because you want to keep your, you know, selection of your army very diverse, just in case he decides to go for extra roaches and you're not scouting well enough. Okay, so he's getting his natural up. He's got a pretty big army. It's about, I'd say he could probably kill me if he moved out, but Hydralisks are so damn slow that he can't move out. So there's my Templar Archives for Archons. Archons are just great against roaches. They're pretty good against Hydralisks too, with the Colossus support. And I actually took a little while to make my Colossus here. I'm not sure what I was doing. I think because I was solidifying, getting my natural, I was more worried about that. I wasn't really worried about him attacking. That's why I wasn't making too many units. Got some sentries up. Sentries are important for Guardian Shields. Force Fields, if you could like split his army in half, that's great. Most of the time you can't, because, I don't know, you're going to be engaging in... Well, I mean, if you engage here, then if he sends his army down the ramp, you could cut him in half. That's really good. So make sure you have at least a couple sentries. So there we go. I'm going to Chrono Boost my Forge upgrade. Make sure you get Extended Thermal Lance. It's really important. Colossus really... The range on them isn't that great without it. And they're pretty easy to get focus fired down if they don't have that range. So just keep Chrono Boosting everything out. Getting my second up there. That'll be up soon. Make sure that... And, you know... You're very ahead, so you don't have to worry about him attacking, really. 57 Harvesters. I mean, there's really no way that you could lose this unless he goes for some really quirky timing push when he notices that you're not, you know, you're trying to just completely out-macro him with probes. So, you should feel pretty safe in your own base. And the whole point of this, I'm going to wait till I have 1 upgrade to attack him, because I know then I'll have such a huge advantage over him. He has 0-0. Just because he's focusing so much on droning up and everything. He's getting attacks level 1 though, so that's good. Oh, always make sure that you have guys scouting around, making sure that, you know, no bases are going up that are hidden. That's one way he could come back if you're not paying attention. Alright, chronoing my last Colossus out. I was going to attack when I had 2 Colossus and 3 Archons. I'm like, that's pretty good. I don't think he could hold that. It's 161 to 95 population. You know, there's very little chance they could hold anything off that I have right now. Okay. I think I'm going to go for it very soon. And this is a pretty big engagement. You know, he didn't do too bad. He took out some units, but I pretty much just steamroll him. So here is the final battle. I throw my Archons up first to tank some damage. And we just see how Colossus just eat. They absolutely eat for dinner, those Hydralisks. So, keeping your composition nice and, you know, just having as many units as you can, a good diverse composition in your army, sentries for Guardian Shield, and just staying calm when you play. And then you should be able to beat this. So, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you liked it. I'll come out with more soon. See you guys later.